Alright, let's talk about the Kamikaze R for just a minute, since it is my favorite ship and you're going to be seeing a lot of it if you watch these videos. The Kamikaze R is a Tier 5 destroyer on the Imperial Japanese Navy tech tree. Tier 5, middle tier, premium means that you don't research it like a regular ship. You have to win it like I did, or you have to purchase it in the online store when it is available. So let's take a little bit closer look at this. Now I've got Mr. Taro Takahashi in here. This is my Fubuki driver. He has 18 points. Now on these 18 points, of course, we've got situational awareness. This lets me know when I'm spotted. Basic firing training. Now this increases my reload time, or decreases my reload time, plus it gives me an extra 10% to my AA efficiency. Doesn't do me an awful lot of good on the Kamikaze R, but on the Fubuki it really helps whenever those CVs want to park their planes over the top of my head. I've got Last Stand on here. Ship remains able to move and maneuver while the engine or steering gears are incapacitated. Also got Expert Marksman, because this gives my slow turrets an extra 2.5 degrees of traverse speed, which comes in really handy on any Japanese destroyer, because they've got slow turrets. Also got Superintendent, that gives me an additional charge on all consumables mounted on my ship. I get an extra smoke, I get an extra speed boost. Also went with this Survivability Expert. Now this gives me 400 hit points for each ship tier, so it gives me another 2,000 hit points, which can make the difference between life and death. And of course, Concealment Expert gives negative 10% to detectability of my destroyers. Now what does that actually do for me? Let's look at it here. My survivability, instead of being 11,100, is 13,100. Significant difference on that. Guns, not so great. I've got 420mm guns. That's not quite a 5-inch gun. If I remember what I read correctly, it's a 4.7-inch gun. But that 4.7-inch gun does 2,000 damage with both HE and AP. So if you're broadside onto somebody, you can probably pin cruisers and down, maybe some low-tier battleships, but for the most part you're going to be using HE. Has a firing range of 7.6 kilometers. Now that's pretty low firing range. But this is a torpedo boat, so don't worry about it too much. Now speaking of torpedoes, I have 3 mounts. There's one here in the bow, and there's 2 midships, and these are centerline torps. That means that I can fire them to either side. Gives me a total of 6 torpedoes. It reloads every 47 seconds, which is just torpedo spam, torpedo hell. They also have a range of 7 kilometers. Now that's really important. You have to remember, my torpedoes have a range of 7 kilometers. Now, AA defense, it's 1. Then my captain has a couple of AA perks, so it's 2. So basically I don't have any. Okay, so the next thing is the maneuverability. This is another high point on the Kamikaze R. Maximum speed is 37.5 knots, and when my speed boost active, I can get up to about 40. Turning circle radius is 550 meters. That's half a kilometer. So if you're going full speed, you're going to take over half a kilometer to turn. Now you can mitigate that because your ship will turn faster as you slow down to about half speed, which to me that seems like your maximum turning ability is at about half speed. So when I'm coming up on a enemy, a target that I'm wanting to hit, I have to keep these things in mind so that I don't allow him to creep into where he can detect me, into my detection range. Rudder shift time is 2.9 seconds. That lets me throw this little boat around pretty quick. Now we move down to concealment. Got a concealment rating of 98, which means for all practical purposes I'm a ninja. Surface detectability range is 5.4 kilometers. My torpedo range, if you remember, was 7 kilometers, so that gives me a 1.6 kilometer cushion that I can fire my torpedoes at people and not be seen. Air detectability range, their airplanes have to get within 2.8 kilometers to see me. Alright, now you can see the ship here has got a custom paint job. Now this is the way it came. I did not select this. It's not a mod. This is one of the best looking ships in the game. I'm absolutely sure of that, or the ones that I've seen. It's another reason that I like the ship. It has the modules that it has on it. As soon as they load up here, takes them a second. Anyway, I'm running a damage control system, which is -3 to the risk of flooding, -5 to the risk of fire, and it's not really 3 and 5%. It's really a tiny amount. but I'd rather have that amount than to have redundancy in the propulsion modification, steering gears modification, which helps prevent your engines and your rudder from being knocked out. Because I have last stand on my commander, they don't get knocked out. They get knocked down a little bit, but I can still maneuver and I can still run. I've got main battery modification 2, which to me was better than the gunfire control system modification 1, because it's minus 7% maximum dispersion, and I'm not far enough away to really worry about dispersion. Main battery modification 2, that gives me plus 10% to my main battery loading time, increases that, but it increases my traverse speed, my turrets, by 15%. So these guns don't really fire all that fast, but I give up a little bit of rate of fire to get increased turret traverse, because without the increased turret traverse, I can turn faster than my guns can, and I can't keep guns on anything. Torpedo tubes, 10% to their repair time. Haven't had a problem with this boat with them getting knocked out. The torpedo traverse speed seems to be fine. AA guns modification, boat has no AA. Now this is my Fubuki captain, but I would still rather with the Fubuki captain have increased traverse speed over increased AA firing range, because let's just face it, the AA is just never going to really be that good. And I understand that the Kamikaze might not be everybody's cup of tea. A lot of people prefer battleship play or cruiser play, but I like destroyers. The reason I like destroyers is because of the stealth that they offer, the surprise, the ability to get away. They're nimble, they're quick, and it just suits my play style. Alright, well that's enough theory crafting. Let's get into a little bit of gameplay. Alright, we're lined up for our battle with the Kamikaze R. We're on the map New Dawn. We have an aircraft carrier to worry about. They have 4 destroyers, 4 cruisers, 3 battleships, and a CV. So they've got one more battleship than us, but we've got an additional DD. So it's 6 1/2 dozen the other. Getting into the game now. Battle starts. Now, I'm not really sure where everybody's going to go, so I'm going to take a look around. Just have an idea that I want to head out to the north here, because I really don't think that very many people are going to go this way. They all seem to be angling off to the northeast, and so I'm going to go up here to this little circle of islands. I'm going to patrol around there and see if I can spot anything, and see if I can see what, trying to figure out what my teammates are doing. Bogus staying way in the back. He's sending his airplanes up this way, so I'm looking forward to having a little air cover so that I can know where the enemies are and where the enemy's airplanes are, so I can avoid them. Because that's what I do, is I avoid them and I fight on my terms. I try not to ever fight in the Kamikaze R or any DD. Try not to ever fight on the enemy's terms. You don't want a fair fight. What you want to do is you want to come in and just obliterate them by surprise. Now I'm going to speed this up just a little bit because we wind up with a really long video with not an awful lot happening.
Enemy force detected.
Alright, now we've actually spotted some of our enemies, so we're going to go back to normal speed here and see how this develops. Now you can see I'm kind of out here by myself, but I'm going to be careful not to get too overextended. It doesn't mean that I won't take a risk here and there, but well, I'm detected, of course. It is our friend the Kamikaze R, so it's our opposite number. I'm going to try to shoot him with torpedoes. He hits his smoke. I'm going to try to shoot him with my guns. He hits his smoke some more, so he's popping in and out. Not really a good target for me, but he has spotted me, so these guys that are proceeding from their capital on that, they're taking a few shots at me. Purple means that it's AP. AP, unless it hits a module, it's not going to do a lot of damage to me. It's going to go right through one side and out the other. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to throw them off a little bit because they figure I'm coming that way. I'm going to charge the cap. No, it's too early for that. So I come around here and I'm going to take some shots at this battleship that's coming through here. I'm looking around to see where everybody's at. See, the Congo is one of those mid-tier battleships that the drivers often think that they don't need to change course or speed, which as we're about to find out, is just completely a fallacious opinion. As they get up in tier, as battleship drivers advance, I know in my Fubuki they do a lot more dodging. Battleship players, if you just change your course and speed every 15-20 seconds, a lot of this stuff will miss you. But that didn't miss him. There's 2 hits, 3 hits, 2 floodings. He's not a happy camper. But I'm a happy camper because I've already got 29,000 plus points of damage done to the team. I'm detected again. It's our little enemy Kamikaze, I'm sure, again. Yep, there he is. So now I'm going to shoot him with my guns. His smoke is down. I know his smoke is down. Shoot him a couple times, try to avoid these islands. Don't want to pull one of my usual tricks when I'm playing is running myself aground because I'm tunnel visioning in on my target rather than paying enough attention to where I'm driving. Now, he fired torpedoes at me. Of course, I'm behind this island. I always try to make sure I've got some cover to duck. Doesn't always work out, but I try, and it works out enough that I don't do too bad. Alright, so I'm taking a look up here, trying to figure out where this Kamikaze R is. Now, is he going to turn back in on me, or is he going to continue doing his screening? Well, he shoots some torpedoes at me. I can avoid these easily. 2.9 second rudder shift time means that I can turn pretty sharp, avoid those things. Alright, so now it seems that we have lost track of our Kamikaze, so we're going to speed it up a little bit until we get back into some decent gameplay. Now, I kind of had an idea that I was going to go after that St. Louis, but there's our buddy the Kamikaze again, so I'm going to shoot at it with my guns. Hopefully I'll take out a module and knock something out where he has to burn some of his consumables, a repair kit or something. And I want that down so that next time I shoot him, he will, if he catches it, if I can set him on fire. And you see those AP shells coming in really close. And of course I've got torpedoes, and I'm taking a pretty good little hit. But I've still got over more hit points than I would have without the survival expertise skill on my captain. All those missed, so I'm going to loop back around the island here.
Smoke screen set.
And try to deceive them. Alright, smoke screen over here. They're going to be looking over there. They're going to see smoke. They're going to say there's a destroyer over there hiding in the smoke. And they're going to treat it accordingly. Now the destroyer that they're thinking is hiding in that smoke, which is me, is moving north. And I see this Wyoming, and this Wyoming, I don't know what he's thinking. Has he, did somebody knock on his door and he's just got to do that? So rather than abandoning the game, he just set course for the ass end of nowhere? I don't know. Anyway, if this Kamikaze doesn't spot us, we're going to get a pretty good angle on him, and we might be able to do some significant damage. So we're continuing up through here, keeping our eye open. That St. Louis over there, he's just asking. But as long as that Kamikaze is spinning, we can do much more. As we poke out from behind this island, I'm going to catch sight of that Wyoming. I'm going to catch, there he is. Alright, now he's 6.3 kilometers, close enough. He's driving in a straight line, he thinks nobody's after him. Careful with aim, just in case he decides to turn or back up a little bit. And then of course immediately turn away. Don't want him to get within my detection range. Which, as covered earlier, is 5.4 kilometers. We're coming around here. I'm going to keep an eye on those torps because they look pretty good. They look like they're going to do some major damage. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah. Oh. 3 hits, 4 hits, 2 floodings. He's learned that retreating to the ass end of the map does not do any good. Now he's popping his repair, which battleships have a different kind of repair. Their repairs can actually heal lost hit points. Some cruisers can do that. A few cruisers can do that, but nobody else can do it. Alright, now, remember the St. Louis we were talking about before, how he was just begging to die. Well, he's traveling a straight line and had to mess with me, so he thinks he's safe. The Wyoming over there, of course, knows better.
Forces requesting cover fire.
I'm going to loop around here because I'm pretty sure that St. Louis is fixing to eat all of those torpedoes. Looks pretty good from here. Can't really see, but boy, they look like they're on track. Find out here in just a second. Come on. Oh, there they go. Okay. 2 hits, 2 floods, an incapacitation. He's dead. And since I killed him, took more than whatever percentage of his health, I got a devastating striker. Now this Wyoming, he's thinking that, okay, the destroyer has not fired on me again, so maybe he's left me alone. And he's partially right, because I got a Congo here that is kind of maneuvering as if he wants to take a face full of torpedoes. So we're not gonna interrupt him while he's making his mistake. We're going to let him continue on, bide our time. As soon as my aiming mark gets me on that island, I'm firing it back. I'm going to light him up. Now I'm going to wait just a second, try to figure out where he might go. He might cut in closer to that island, so I aim to just a little bit to the right. Now, of course, you don't want to pull one of my tricks again, so I avoided that. And I'm detected. Who is that? Oh, I let the Congo get in range. Well, he's not going to be in range for just a second, and it doesn't matter because there he goes, face full of torpedoes. And we got him. So that is our second kill. We have a total of 11 torpedo strikes. We had 5 gun hits, 8 floodings, which probably won't cause an awful. Probably didn't cause an awful lot of damage. Because when you hit somebody and they flood, they immediately are going to hit their repair kit, their repair party consumable. But that means that it's on cooldown and he can't use it for long. Now this Wyoming strayed into range where he can see me. I'm going to pop this smoke over here because as long as that smoke's there, he's going to be keeping an eye on that. As long as he's even a little bit distracted, I'm doing my job. That's the thing with the Kamikaze. Early in the game, you want to be harassing, you want to be scouting, you want to be just making the enemy's lives miserable. You also want to make sure that they don't ever know where to expect you from, so you got to move around like mobility. Ninja tactics, for all that I know about ninjas. And I'm detected again. What is he doing? Oh, he has decided that I have to die, so he's heading straight for me. Well, now on the replay here, my aiming mark didn't show up. It does that sometimes. But rest assured that I was aiming along that line a little bit ahead of him because I expected him to turn in anticipation of having torpedoes coming in. Now he can't see me anymore. He has to know that I'm looping back around to take another run at him because honestly there's just not very many of their ships left. Right now we're running about 110,000 points of damage. I'd like to bump that up just a little bit, but we're running out of time and we're running out of opportunities. So we're going to beat feet over in this direction. And oh my goodness, there's their aircraft carrier, also known as the CV. The initial CV come from the French cruiser Volaire. I can't speak French, I don't have a good accent, but it just means basically that the ship was originally considered to fulfill the same role as a cruiser. It just carried air power in order to do that. The role of a cruiser, of course, is to keep sea lanes open and be a rapid response and project power, all that stuff. Well, here we're spotted again, and guess who spotted us? Yes, it is our doomed friend, the Congo. Now he's going to shoot at me. Watch this. Here comes those purple AP shells. They look purple on my screen because I use a mod that helps me see them a little bit better. And I don't think he's got much of a chance of avoiding those. We've got a pretty good head start. We're way ahead on points. We're way ahead on as far as number of ships that we can kill. He's dead. We got 1 hit on him. That's all it took. Now we've got 2 destroyers and the CV. Now the CV should be pretty easy to kill. The destroyers are what's going to be the problem. And we got the Kamikaze R coming back toward us. But we got the Kamikaze coming, and the Kamikaze is actually an improvement of the Kamikaze, allegedly, but both of them are tier 5, which I think the Kamikaze started out as Tier 6 when they first started testing it, but then they brought it down to Tier 5. I don't know why they did that. They had to know that a guy could put a high tier captain in this thing, he's just going to break the face. Alright, this Kamikaze, don't know if I can hit him. This is about at my maximum range, but I'm going to try. Because if I can make him maneuver, or if I can throw off his concentration, if I can knock out his engine, or propulsion, or a gun or two, or torpedo tubes, then I will have fulfilled my purpose. And I just can't hit him at this range with these guns. So I'm going to readjust my aim, try again, and he's just maneuvering, and I'm not a very good shot. I have no problem admitting that. But somebody got the enemy CV, the Bogue, and one of his planes is coming back to a non-existent runway, and it'll hover around over there. So I want to stay away from that area. I don't want his ships spotting me. We're up to almost 11,000 points, or 111,000 points a day. And this Kamikaze R here is just giving me a rash. I want to hit him. I just want to hit him one time. That's all. If I hit him one time, then I'll be happy. One time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I got 4 guns, but they turn really slow, so it's taking a while for the other 2 to get around. Alright, now I've got all 4 guns pointing in his direction. He's maneuvering away, but he's not going to live long. He is surrounded, and he's got nowhere to go. The Kamikaze, on the other hand, that's kind of over in the northeast corner of the map there, he looks like he's just trying to get out of dodge. So I'm going to turn back to the left a little bit and figure out what to do from here, because I'm not going to go chasing that Kamikaze. He's faster than me, so I'll never catch him. This Kamikaze is about dead, and the battle ends in 5 minutes anyway. So as of right now, as long as they don't pull some kind of miraculous come from behind victory, we've got this wrapped up. And that Kamikaze, he's just not going to make it. You just, once Kamikaze is spotted and cornered like that, it's dead. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, we'll just head over here to the cap, wait for the timer to run out, and we'll speed it up from here on, just to kind of get some closure to this particular game. Well, we've made it into the cap. That Kamikaze has got 3 minutes to pull off a miracle. Or he's got 3 minutes just to run away and hide somewhere. But our guys, I don't know, I guess there's a couple of them that are bloodthirsty, because he's really going to be very hard, if not impossible, to catch. The CB is keeping him pinned down, they're keeping him spotted. My guns won't reach, my torpedoes won't reach. We don't have enough time to get to him, so I'm just going to hang out here in the cap and wait for this game to end. Alright, on our victory we got 277,000 credits, 2,700 experience, 636 free experience. We had 5 gun hits, 12 torpedo hits, and we sunk 3 ships. That was a pretty good game there. Taking a look at the team score, we got over 1,300 experience, put us in #1 place. Not a bad result. And we did a total of over 110,000 damage, which is awesome. And there's another great game in the Kamikaze R, playing World of Warships with Leo. Thank you for watching this video, and look forward to seeing you next time.